Hopefully not, but I got a lot of people
Well,
interested.
let me get started, okay, so
Yes,
that I
sir.
can put this down on record. For some reason, we lost power here over my place, and I can't find my power cable, so I ran my phone down to virtually nil. Okay, so let me get started.
Yes, sir.
You got your recorder on?
Yes, sir. It's on.
All right, so my name is Hershel Daneils. I'm chairman of Friends of the African Union, and this is the first of Friday calls at 8 p.m. Each day, each Friday, that we're going to have these calls until we meet at the end of the year. We will have these calls every Friday, but they're especially important over the next 2 months, less than 40 days, because we are going to be meeting with the African Union on October 8th through the 11th in Washington, D.C. For us, this is our second meeting officially on the record as the sixth region of the African Union. We first met on September 8th through 10th, 2013, okay, in New York City at the African Union Embassy. So now we're about to meet in Washington, D.C. at the African Union Embassy in Washington, D.C., and or we have a bigger turnout, more. We are going to start this off next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to take a week of push on this. Now, you go to faumchamber.org and you get the backgrounder on this. The information is there. FAU stands for Friends of the African Union. We're an American NGO that now has been accepted in the United Nations for its statistical branch. We're a joint venture with New Future Foundation for the Universal Periodic Review, and we work with Frank Wesson on resource acquisition and revenue anticipation notes based on Africa at the very least being worth $200 trillion, and she's only getting $2.5 trillion back on it. That's the GDP of Africa. We in America are less than 55 million people and earn $1 trillion by ourselves. Africa, 1.1 billion people earn $2.5 trillion, and the rest of the diaspora around the world earns $1 trillion. So that means, give it $1.5 trillion. Okay, so that means that our total for 1.4 billion people out of the world's 7 billion people, okay, and that 1/5 of the world earns $5 trillion. Now, the world's economy is a little bit north of $75 trillion. So that means
You there, sir?
we have actions. The question is, do we have the unity in the community? We will find out over these next couple of weeks. Those who are with us will be in New York on October 15th as we negotiate the United Nations coming in January to review the United States based on what President Obama said was the problem. Number one, a humanitarian problem in America, which was racism, is racism. And the number two problem was criminal justice. We addressed this back in September of 2014, and now's the chance to deal with this based on what the president has put in place and what our actions are. Okay, you can be change. Join us at Friends of the African Union, Friends of the African Union Chamber of Commerce .org. We are a NGO. We are a Chamber of Commerce. We're a political action group, and we're affiliated with a veteran service organization. got that. Okay, that's your promo piece.
Okay.
And if nobody else comes in to the conversation, okay, that's what we're going to push with. Let me find this power cord.
Okay.
Okay, and come back, hold the fort for a couple more minutes. If nobody else dials in, okay, by 20 after.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be back at me after. Let me go find this cord. I don't want to run all my power out in case I don't find it.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Friends of the African Union, and we're on the radio show. We're on the radio show live. You'll be able to ask the chairman all type of economic questions. We'll be talking about the sustainable development goals for the African Union and also for the African diaspora. We will be talking about we will be talking about the United Nations Universal Periodic Review. We'll be talking about the United Nations, President Obama. We'll be talking about investing over $250,000 into 1 million African American businesses in the next 5 years. We will be talking about creating 7 million healthcare jobs within the next 5 years. We'll be talking about building supplying those $700,000 jobs, and also creating for those 7 million workers smart homes, connected worldwide, cable, the whole 9 yards, in their smart brand new homes. 7 million. So, you definitely want to tune into this. You want to follow us every Friday at 8 p.m. There will be a conference call. Tonight is the Carlton Brown Foundation show. I'm sitting at home doing the show live, and I wanted to record it so that, the people can have this. Because I know that hundreds of people around the world will view this video. I have my cat, my best friend on the planet. He's sitting in the chair, so I can't sit down. I'm gonna have to move him. Come on, Boogie, you're gonna have to get up. But the chairman will be right back. We just had a thunderstorm here in Cincinnati, Ohio. My power went out 3 times, but it came back on in about 5 minutes. The chairman wasn't so lucky. We're waiting on other callers to call in now. But we're going to do this broadcast so that we can get the information out to the people. The Sustainable Development Goals. All African leaders in all African countries will know exactly what this means. The Sustainable Development Goals will be going to the United Nations. We'll be signing these documents. We got a lot going on. The African diaspora is meeting in Washington, D.C. The chairman will be announcing the date. We will be there. Friends of the African Union will be a worldwide figure from that day forward. The chairman want him to also explain to us what the Commonwealth of the African diaspora is. Yeah, I'm sending the number right now to my director of operations in Nigeria. His name is Mr. Kehinde Johnson, and he doesn't know it, but pretty soon he's getting ready to be one of the most eligible as bachelors, wealthy in Nigeria, in the African diaspora. I know that. Kende Johnson. Kende. Mr. Johnson. Hello? Yeah, I hear you. I merged you into the conference call. You hear me? The chairman will be back in a few minutes. He should be on any second now. You don't want to miss this, and you can ask any type of economic question you want to ask. We just got the sustainable development goals back. We go sign them with all the African leaders in the world, and he's going to announce today. I think it's in a few weeks or so. So, yeah. What do you say, sir? Mr. Kende. Everybody, say something, Mr. Kende. I got Mr. Kehinde Johnson on the line from Nigeria. I'm gonna be posting this video up soon. That's the access code to our conference call every Friday at 8 p.m. The phone number is 641-715-3340. And you can join the African Union anytime you want to at www.fauychamber.org. Join up for news alerts, economic alerts, and things of that nature, so you can be informed, because today we can be the change that we see. Hey, Kehinde, you couldn't call in on the line. You there? Are you just listening?
Access code 106132. entered access code 106132. You entered access code 106132.
Hello? Hello? It's the Carlton Brown Foundation show tonight. The chairman to be on answering all type of economic questions. Who just logged in, please? Is that Mr. Kehinde Johnson from Nigeria? Hello? Hello, everyone. Mr. Kehinde Johnson just logged in from Nigeria. We're waiting on Chairman Hershel Daniel Jr. to come in. Uh, uh, we're going to take a pause in about 15 minutes, and then we'll start it back up. So we may have two different shows on tonight because we want to record the whole show. And you can only put up 45 minutes on to Facebook. So we want to make sure we get it up there where, you know, everybody can be informed and everybody have an opportunity to learn from this. So we're going to make sure that you do. The chairman is going to be on here for as long as it takes. You can ask all type of questions. You can ask about plans for the economic development of whatever country that you're in. The chairman will be able to ask your question. You'll be able to ask him about when will economic jobs start to be available. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask. So it's going to be a very, very important show. We're going to be having them every Friday at 8 p.m. on this line. The phone number again is 641-715-3340. The access code is 106132 hashtag, and it's a hashtag symbol. And you just put that on there, and that is the access code. Mr. Kehinde, can you hear me? I done lost the cow. I done lost the cow, man. Are you serious? Let me call back in, bro. Got off the goddamn line. I don't know how that happened.
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. You entered 106. There are 2 participants in this conference. Please announce yourself.
Carlton Brown Foundation show back. I had lost the call.
I understand. So we had a guest, and I was giving him a background. Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, in that regards, when the African Union met in 2000, and as the African Union changed from the Organization of African Unity, which was created May 25th, 1963, that they came together with a plan that hit its full stride in 2012, July 16th, when there's my birthday. Well, your birthday is now famous down in history. People just don't know it yet. Yes, sir. All right. So on that day is when they confirmed that there is a 6th region, and you're in it. Okay, you're in it in the United States. So in 2013, President Obama signed on for the United States. Okay, we had exchanged and have had ambassadors. Okay, since 2000 with the African Union, but under President Obama, he's moved us into a different level. Basically under previous administrations, our relationships with Africa were dying on the vine. We were importing some oil and not doing much. Then we had the African Growth and Opportunity Act, but other countries were moving and advancing fast in Africa in the scramble for it. And what they did is they set it up so that we would have an opportunity to show our mettle, because we're the people here, especially in the United States, in the diaspora, that we earned $1 trillion last year, and our businesses earned over 120 billion, but only less than half of that was coming from us, and the others was government contracts. So that what Africa said, look, we have a same type of situation. We've got 1.1 billion people. We are earning only $2.5 trillion, and our businesses are maybe $200 billion. Okay, so we need to build up our businesses. Okay, and they turn to us in the West. Okay, to say, look, you're a member of the 6th region, and here's what we require you to do these 5 things in particular. We want you to, 1, get a skills data bank. Okay, find out what skills you have and who wants to volunteer those skills to help. 2, find out in terms of organizations, organize yourself. Okay, put yourself into an organization so that you can represent unified voice. 3, okay, I want you to the whole idea is that they wanted us to put some kind of e-commerce system together, because they're sending 30 million Africans who come from the continent are sending back $60 billion a year, and carrying back over 120 billion a year. And so they wanted to, other than Western Union, is said, can we have something better and cheaper? Because we found out in 2013 that Western Union is charging the highest rate that they have for repatriating money back to from the United States and Europe is to Africa. And so they said, how can we reduce that? Then the fourth, the fourth thing that we want you to do to create a market. Okay, we want that market, okay, to cover all 1.4 billion people. Okay, and that market should include not only the trade between us on the continent, but the trade between the continent and you. Okay, and then the fifth thing is we want you to create a financial institution to handle what we've all talked about. Okay, so we originally had joined with some 30, 40 other groups to create a National Unity Council. And by the time 2013 had come around, that had not done anything. So we unilaterally moved forward with others who, like us, looked around and said, we need to do this, okay? And so we put together an alliance when we met with the African Union in 2013. 2014, we joint ventured under the United Nations. And now in 2015, we're having the second official meeting, and we're looking to bring to the table a specific program of action, especially after the European Union a couple weeks ago dropped in their directorate some 28 million euros from their ambassador to support their civil society in the African Union, because they think that's a good investment for this scramble for Africa now, and also the migrant refugee crisis that they're facing, with over 60 million people around the world in transit right now. And that's an undercount by my estimate. But that's the short of where we are right now. So what I'd be easy for you is maybe if you have any questions, okay, maybe I can answer some of your questions.
Figure out my skills. What can I bring to the table? I deal with youth. I love working with youth. In some ways, all youth in the Black community, this is just where I'm at. They're not college material because of the ways they were raised, with malnutrition, drugs, violence in society. But they have a skill, they have a gift. And where I'm at is I have some skills. And what I mean by some skills, I have been working with my hands all my life. Builder, auto technician, I was in the military, took helicopters apart, put engines back in helicopters, put the propeller blades back on helicopters, put them back together. They were inspected, they were flown, put it back together with excellence to where they never fell out the sky. So God has gifted me with the ability to build with hands. These children out here are gifted, not for college material, I'm just keeping it honest. Builder. I work with wood. I work with concrete. I'm painting. Anything their hands on. There's children out here who don't have the math skills, but they have a skill in math as far as how much wood to cut and what angle to cut. So they do have math skills, but no one's ever told them. Right? You can figure out this angle. So I just want to fit into God's plan, because it's not my will, it's His will. Our children are in need, and if anything that I can bring to the table, I'm a servant.
All right, so
serve.
In that context, okay, one of the things they say is drop your bucket where you're at to build up the skills. So what we're building up domestically, built off of domestically, is under My Brother's Keeper. Which city are you in?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. All right. Well, then you're at the core then. So what we have is My Brother's Keeper of Greater Cincinnati, mkgc.weebly.com. And so the whole idea is built around a housing program. Okay. And the whole idea is that if you have sufficient housing, that you were able to create jobs, okay, for anyone. Because if you have skilled tradesmen like yourself, challenge that President Obama put together last February 2014. And what we did in Cincinnati is made it from grassroots. And so what we're going to be doing is partnering with skilled tradesmen like yourself. We're associated with a African American veteran service organization called the National.
I'm a veteran. Yes.
Yeah, I heard that clearly. That's why I'm telling you, the National Association of Black Veterans. We have, like you have the VFW, you have EAB and AMVET. Well, we, from Vietnam, seven brothers from Vietnam created this veteran service organization that's just like all the others. They're VA registered with 33 veteran service officers. And so we meet on a monthly basis here. We're called the Cincinnati Black Brigade. And as a result, we're chapter number 68. There's over 120 chapters and over 4,000 members across the United States right now. And so one of the things that that organization has done is created a model housing program for veterans called 202 Housing, and completed the first $13 million development last year. And so we're using that model here to build homes for veterans so that there will be in Hamilton County no homeless veterans. Working with the HUD Bash and that program to make sure that's in place. Two, under My Brother's Keeper, like I mentioned to you, the housing construction program. You heard about the veterans portion of it. Now there's also the portion that deals with people with disabilities. Now, one of the things that we're doing around that is we're partnering with already established agencies to provide support. So we're not trying to replace, the community action agencies, PWC, and all the infrastructure in there, but rather provide a overarching management of those so that they address specifically problems under My Brother's Keeper, where President Obama said 6 things. He said, first, kids need to be ready to go to school. And so however that happens, that needs to be put in place. 2, by the 3rd grade, these schools need to teach our kids to be able to read and write and to comprehend and at grade level, 3rd grade. 3, they need to graduate the kids. And 4, once those kids are graduated, like you said, not everybody is ready for college. And some people, they have geometry by sight. Like you said, they can take a look at a piece of wood and say, this is the cut here, or they can lay stone and, they know how to, pick the correct stone and mortar mix and et cetera. So, some skills are innate, hence why we help build America. The other part is you might have a technical career. You may have a computer, or you may need to go to a 2-year Cincinnati State, or you may have, you may not like that structured environment, but what the My Brother's Keeper said is that there has to be in place something for everyone who graduates from that high school. And so this is a federal task force and executive order. And then 5th, he said, now you got time, you got to have a job. You got to have that first job. Now, if it ain't in the private sector, what he was saying that we interpreted is that we partner with the public sector to create those jobs. And the good thing is, in construction, there's all sorts of construction that we need to have happen. There's in this region, there's over $10 billion worth of public construction that's going to go on through 2025. And we want to make sure that we're at that table. So we partnered up with Fred Hargrove, who's a African American engineer at hargroveengineering.com. And we're partnering up with other companies so that we come together.
Hello.
And when we come.
Welcome to the call. The chairman speaking. Welcome.
All right. And Yeah, good. Hey, okay, and we'll talk afterwards also. All right. Then the last thing that they said is that's all great, those 5 areas, but the kids got to grow up in a safe, nonviolent community. Okay. So not only did he put this in place as an executive order and give his government over to make it happen.
Executive order.
Yeah, it's an executive order of the President of the United States.
Yes, sir. And that's that's
Yes.
another part of what God has called me to, a safe environment for our children to walk to school, come home, play in the streets, not die in the streets. Yeah. So that's another part of how God has called me to say I'm in Evanston, Cincinnati, Ohio, Evanston. I'm very concerned about the safety of the children walking to school, and I'm very concerned about that. So I only stop you just to let you know that's another part of how God has called me into making my community better.
Well, we've got to in Evanston. Well, it's interesting because see, I'm a member of the United Methodist Church, and we have an empty church in Evanston. Okay, and so it needs like a new roof, and so one of the things that remember I said about the construction and jobs and et cetera, and so I'm going to ask my church to give me that church, and my group of men, okay, that we would use that as the base platform to teach our young people how to build stuff.
I would like to be a volunteer. I have saws. I have levels. Yes, sir. I would like to be a part of that. I would like to volunteer.
All right. Well, we'll get together definitely in the coming week, but it's up by the Recreation Center. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, so we will definitely get together on that. But that gives us the stake of for the young people to learn construction. And so within that context, our focus is to, you heard me say earlier, okay, that we're reaching out to every group that wants to be in. Okay, and on the 8th and the 11th of October, all those groups across the United States, across the world, will be. I mean, last time we had